How did you get a gambling problem? How does that even start, bro?
I just started, like I said, I've told the story before. Just started like coupling umgani to these betting houses, and I was like, "Oh, you can do that and win. Oh, let me try it out." But then because I'm so competitive and I hate losing, you lose and you're like, "Fuck no, I'm smarter than this. I can't fucking lose. I need my money back." Right?
How smart do you think you are?
I'm not super smart, but
Actually, I don't know this story. I didn't know about that. You actually got into it via a friend.
No. I didn't get to it by a friend. I got into it on my own, without him being aware that, Jesus, this guy he's sinking in this hole. He found out later and he was like, fuck, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck is going on?
And you now waswima, wangena, what?
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is if I didn't do that, I wouldn't be on this podcast. I would have a successful radio career, and Mac would have seen me on Facebook and he wasn't going to ask himself, what happened to Saul? He's so funny on Facebook. Maybe I must have him on the podcast as a guest.
Does that mean that?
So I would be, Mac and I wouldn't even be close. If that didn't happen to me, if I didn't then move out and go to Hillbrow and start afresh and everything falls apart, I wouldn't have met certain people that are an integral part. I mean, I met my woman in Hillbrow. You know what I mean? Mac reached out to me because he was like, oh, Saul's not on the radio. He didn't know that I'm going to be on the podcast, but he was like, let's have him as a guest.
So are you
He
saying...
wouldn't even have had me as a guest.
Wait,
and if he did, being on the podcast wasn't even going to be an option.
So
yeah, because he found me not doing much.
If you friend of the show.
Yes.
If you had an opportunity...
Maybe I was going to be a friend of the show with another co-host because Len had left, but you were going to find someone eventually. So I can't tell my younger self, don't do X. Because had I not done X, I wasn't going to meet certain people in Hillbrow. You weren't going to call me.
No.
But the thing
so
is...
you must be careful about don't do X, don't do Y. There are reasons why you met Mnaga. You from KZN, right?
Yeah.
If you didn't come to Joburg for whatever you came to Joburg for,
to be a real housewife in St.
Yes, you wouldn't have met Mnaga. So
wait,
there's certain things you can't
at 12
block.
years old, I had ambitions to be a real housewife. No.
What were your ambitions?
No.
It
was a family. My father was working this side in Pretoria, so it was just a family move. It was a thing of my mom told us, Dad has said we're moving to Pretoria.
But
so
where did you meet Mnaga?
No, obviously this side.
Church.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you went to church because maybe you wanted to redeem yourself.
No, that's
you were angry at your actions and your lifestyle.
Nope.
But I'm just making an example.
It was just a family.
But had you not gone through that, you weren't going to find yourself in a particular church.
True. Yeah.
So there's certain things you must be careful to tell you, because those things, as much as they may seem like a burden or horrible times in your life, they bring about life-changing moments. And so for me on the podcast was a life-changing moment because number one, I wouldn't be on Kaya if I wasn't on the podcast. I'd be just forgotten. So had I not gone through that phase with that problem, I wouldn't be here today.
There's a bigger picture.
So you can't tell yourself, don't go through this. I'll just be on the radio.
I get that. I get what you're saying. So
breakfast with friends.
You know, when we started the podcast with Tabang, the cameras would be off.
The iPad, the story, Negwa Shaka Tsima. Yeah. But I'm just saying, there's also the bigger picture of, life direction or how you're directed. Yes. There are also some little nits and bits that you feel like, you know what, I should have maybe overcome that or surpassed that.
But I did.
No, wait. You're just talking about in general in terms of, yes, gone through if maybe I was not fired there, those are life lessons and then they lead you to other successes. But then I believe that there are also stories where you put, I think for instance, as a mom, I would probably tell my daughter is that, you know how you grow up, how you're raised as women and say that, oh, fear men are just about using you. But instead of literally going into more detail and saying, okay, listen, this is how boys will approach you. This is how they'll make you feel. And therefore, this is how you overcome these
What
feelings.
are you saying? What are you saying?
No. I'm trying to get.
She's been waiting for this.
Listen.
We're listening.
Listen, because
We're with you.
Saul took this to how I'd advise my younger self.
Yes.
So there are
That's very different than how you're going to advise your
let us
child.
speak. Let us
No,
speak.
it's not about the child. It's just about your younger self. Because you think back, and this is when you correct, how you correct your younger self is maybe now you take it to your child.
Okay.
Right? So if you had a son, so you would now say, okay, listen, maybe instead of shellering girls this way, I would advise you sheller that way.
Yes.
You get what I mean? So it's no longer just about life direction on how you were successful.
Beggar. No. Hold on. Beggar. Oh, wait, man. You see, and that's the beauty of advising umntwana that is not your younger self. Of course, any child of mine, I'll tell them, this is how you handle money. This is what you do. When you find an opportunity and you find a person you're sure you want to be with, do X and Y and Z, do. But myself, because of all those dark moments, led to me.
Which you needed to go through.
Yes.
To get to where you are.
So I can't tell my child, podcast. You get me? I can't tell them that. But I can say, hey, don't, because of, I know it doesn't bring anything.
Yes.
You know, so careful how you advise your child versus your younger self.
Yes.
They may sound like the same things, but it's because this one, I know the story already. I know how it ends. I know it starts there. And that's why I'm saying I wouldn't change a single thing. Hence, the conversation will be about my inner being and how I view myself, the self-doubt.
Yeah, but
Now I'm cutting the blue ribbon, the invisible ribbon.
Ah, nice. Blue ribbon. Oh, we're breaking bread. You're cutting the blue ribbon.
Also, I'm sure that there are things that you feel like you didn't even have to pass through.
No, Ghosty. No, Ghosty.
There are some things that I'm serious.
Me living in Hillbrow, yes.
You needed to. That's content.
I didn't. Yes. Yes.
For MacGyver.
But Nkulile kuyo, and I took a lot of great lessons from it. Yeah, but yes, I didn't need to do gambling, be a womanizer. I was a super womanizer. Yo.
Really?
Yo.
How?
And it's yo.
How would
yo.
Sorry.
And partly all of that. I was telling someone the other day that sleeping with a lot of people.
How many women have you slept with?
May have been.
It's not nice.
Now I make possibly because of that.
Yeah.
Understand? It's energies, dog. So I always sit and think. At face value, I look at it as I had a gambling problem, but the whole dark cloud around my life could have been caused by other decisions and other lifestyle decisions and choices that I made. Yeah, well? So to me, it's like, damn, man. I didn't need to do that. I didn't need to go through that. But I found...
Thank you.
I found why I went through it. And I'm like, I'm at peace with it because it sprouted new avenues and new paths. So to me, it's like, okay.
It may have sprouted, but you also understand that
I didn't need to go through it.
You didn't need to go through it. Thank you.
You know why? Because let me tell you, I'd probably be married, living in Bryanston or Sandton or Rosebank, living a nice life on radio with Fresh, because we're at 5. Metro did actually want us, but he went there alone because I had already resigned at 5. But I could have then be comfortable, had the basic TV show and I know with a man to mundo o'clock in you get tease nimnandi. And just safe.
Freeze at 947.
No.
I doubt it.
You don't think you'll be doing live reads at 947?
Doubt it. Doubt it.